Hey guys, Saxy here with a brand new racing video, and welcome to the start of Season 3 of our Truck Series career here. Obviously, the season being the 2026 season in our career mode. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this episode. Obviously, just like last season, we're going to go through the drivers of this season, and then we will get into our first two races of Daytona and Homestead. As we're gonna wait for ours first. If you don't remember, this is also going to go through the driver lineup, but there's also, like I said, it goes through paint schemes like we're going to see. So, as you can see, Leah Block is our first driver up, driving the number 38. She is the first driver. I think this rig up is my favorite. I kind of did the same design for her for everything. The team really doesn't do a whole lot of designing, so it was just kind of put it on the car. Right Anger, a lot more paint schemes from last season. Last season she had 2, now she has 8, but there's a reason why. Obviously with the different Celsius, you can see right here, there are a good couple different Celsius. There's 6 for her Celsius, and that is just to open up the brand a little bit more and give a variety of colors for that branding. Hot Wheels returns with the new design, and Rain-X joins her as the last sponsor for that number 5. Next to her is Harrison Burton taking over the 90 with a font change on the number. For Prima, he has 3 designs. So Lego returns as a big sponsor for the team. Van Dyke Recycling, random sponsor I found and wanted to put on it, but obviously his Dex Imaging, real life sponsor, comes across as the big backer of the team. Jensen Button returns with a very similar design here for Mobile One. Toyota with a very different design compared to last season. And then Dollar Tree, Dollar General. Wrong dollar title store. Neither one of them are dollar stores anymore. But Dollar General hops on board with the number 51. I think this one is probably one of the weaker designs that I did for this season for sure. I think it's going to look good on track though. I think that yellow is going to stand out very nicely. Chloe Chambers, just like last season, has the gradient Exalta here, but instead of that blue like we did last season, I did black. I liked the black better than the blue, and that was with the Jeff Gordon designs and whatnot. I prefer the black base over the blue. It just makes the red of the flames and the yellow, like the transition, just pop more on that truck, or here in the truck with Gordon's car. But besides that, Procore returns with a similar design. I'm not even sure to pronounce it, because just like last season, they jump on board with her. And last but not least, Alani. This brand comes into our sport with her. I think it would be nice to give some competition on the energy drinks, but not really your big, like, oh, Monster's already been in here. You know, give some different branding. Next up is Bailey Curry, our first driver for Donut Media, in his primary, in this number 42. I really like this design. I think it came out really well. You're going to see the other one later, but they both look really good. They're the same design, just color changed. And they do have some of the same sponsors, and they're real-life sponsors of Donut Media. If you don't know who that is, YouTube channel. Allstate is one of the real-life sponsors, so is Valvoline. So those two are sponsoring both trucks. But then he has Safelite as a sponsor, and Place of Hope. Those are his rides for this season. Connor Daly returning with the same 3 sponsors from last season with slightly altered paint scheme. So the Pit Viper changed a very little bit. If you look from last season to this season, you can tell the differences, but at face value, very similar. We changed the Gamer Subs colors, and it has a different anime girl on the hood, and obviously changed the design slightly. Not a whole lot. I like the design that we had last season. We altered it slightly. I think this one looks really good, and obviously I had to give it the green and pink because, you know, my colors. Ron John changed it barely. Like, there's very few changes on this one. With the return of this team with the same sponsors, I think it looks good. I can't wait to see it on track. Pietro Fittipaldi takes over the 33 with 5 Hour Energy as his big backer, just like in real life. And then his secondary, which is kind of making the team sponsor for this 33, is Crown Royal. I think it looks good. I changed the purple and the yellow from last season. I made that darker for the yellow or gold color, whatever you want to call it, and I made the purple lighter. Jake Garcia now moving over to the 98. We're changing designs around for these guys, at least color-wise, to make them pop more, not just black with slight colors on them. But I did give him some nice designs. I really like the Soda Sense one. It is so gorgeous with the bubbles on it. It looks really good on track. Carvana returns for him, and Playboy jumps back on the 98, just with a different driver this time. Joseph Hack, if you don't know who this is my friend Wild. Not, obviously, a real-life driver, but I did add some of my friends to the driver pool, and he lands a ride in the number 22. I know he's going to be excited to see these designs. I know he's going to be, with his primary being Polka Dot. Wiz Air jumps over because of the shutdown of what was that, team? It was Brett Holmes' team. Jumps over here to the 22. And Valero is his last sponsor. So 3 designs for my buddy Wild. And then we find our first teammate, Tina Houseman. And the number 76, Highland, is her primary this season. With NVIDIA, or however you pronounce it, as the secondary. DHL is her third design. JBL sponsoring our entire team. And same thing with Honda. Like I said at the beginning of this, or the end of last season, Honda was joining us, and we would be partnering with them along with some other teams. But this is your first taste of the Hondas here in the series. Next up, Riley Herbst in the 20 with Monster, obviously. His big deal with these flames in this number 20, and his secondary is the Randco, real life sponsor of the team, I'm pretty sure. But I think it looks really good with both designs being the flame. I think it looks really good. Tyler Hill, this looks very similar to last season. There was very minor changes. And then he finally got a secondary. We gave him a secondary of pedigree, with them returning into NASCAR since sponsoring Kyle Busch. As everybody can see the next name, Michael Jordan driving for his own team. We have him driving his number 23, Jordan being his primary, this being the main one that he's going to run, but for the Carolina races, he'll be running the Tar Heels Blue, or the Carolina Blue. Same design, just color changed. I think it looks really good. I really like that Carolina Blue. And then his last one is McDonald's. Not a whole lot there. I think I spent more time designing the Jordan designs, and they looked really nice. I'm really happy with how they turned out. Casey Kane returns with Menards with a slightly different design. I like this one a lot better. It gives more color to the designs and not just yellow. I think this works a lot better. Similar sponsors like last season. Twin Fin returns, Cheetos returns, Pepsi is a new one, and obviously there is no yellow on this one. We did give it the white to make it even more of a Pepsi brand. Then you have GoPro returns, and I believe Fuel Me returns. I can't remember if Fuel Me was on his car last season. It was. So all of his sponsors return besides Starbucks, and we replaced it with Pepsi. And obviously your new driver for the number 19, Keith McGee, returning to our series after Season 1, having that win back at Daytona, edged us out for the win, and he gets his taste at running the number 19. The number 19 Napa car with a very different design this season compared to what we've normally seen out of this 19. So I think it's a good change. I think it looks really good. I think it's going to stand out on track with that blue. 7-Eleven returns. No change in design, just change in driver. I think it worked really well last season. No need to really change it. I think it worked really well. And then his last sponsor is Bojangles. If you don't know what this is, it is a very southern chicken place, and I love it. Matt Mills. No change in design here. It is legit. I just changed out the number. It is now the 45 instead of 42, because we gave the 42 to Bailey Curry. And then he finally has a secondary. It's the exact same design, just color changed, with a sponsor that they run in real life here and there. And I know they used to run it more back in the day. I don't know how much they run it now. All right, we run into our next Honda drivers of Juan Pablo Montoya. AutoZone as his big backer for this season, with Honda having their own design as well. Repsol jumps on board with him with that beautiful dark blue. And Sunoco as his last sponsor. And then as you can see right next to him is his son, Sebastian Montoya, who currently is in Formula 2, I do believe, as a Red Bull driver, as you can see. So Red Bull also joining us in NASCAR. So we have a bunch of energy drinks down here in the Truck Series this season. Honda as well, the color change from his father. Haveline jumps on board with the 04, and so does State Farm. And we will move to Frankie Muniz in number 66 now instead of the 13. So he has some new designs, with Ford Performance obviously still staying with him. Hair Club as well staying with him here. Road Ranger jumping on board with the 66 this season. I think this one works really well. But my favorite is definitely this Pennzoil. If we would have done another season, I would have had him move to a Penske organization, either Xfinity or Cup. I feel like I just wanted to experiment with it, and I gave him the Pennzoil sponsorship to represent the Penske deal. Next up, Perez. He gets some new sponsors this season, or a new sponsor this season, for design-wise, and joins the 71 and moves away from Rev Racing. Obviously, you can see the game bridge here. I really like the colors on this. I think it works really well. But obviously, this one, his sponsors from the other, when he ran Rev Racing, this one returns, and so does the Navy, with no change in the Navy design, just number change. But that's it for Perez. And we see our third and final team that is going to be a Honda here with Good Smile Racing, which is a real-life racing team. It's not a NASCAR, that does actually have anime girls on their car. And yes, it is Miku. Get over it. I think it looks good. I think this one works really well, and I can't wait to see this thing on track. The pink really stands out on this thing with the teal. Abby Pulling as well, another Honda, and another one of our drivers with Alpine sponsoring her. That's a real life, obviously, who she drives for right now, or well, last year at this point. I don't know why I said now, last year. Had her sponsored by them, with Coca-Cola also staying on board with our team with a 72, just switching to her over, who was it, Rob? Yeah, Stingray Rob. With Sun Energy 1 also jumping board over here and leaving Logan Sargent with a much better design, I feel like. I really like the flames on the side. It gives character. Also JBL, just like Tina, also over here, and so is Honda. Rife returns in the number 8, obviously, like I said, last season. He would have the DEI old font of the number 8, obviously. Now the new Junior Motorsports number 8. Home Depot returns with a color change of their design from last season. Pilot Flying J also returns with just the number change. Good Sam jumps on board with a DEI styled throwback to the old Dale Jr. number 8. I think this one looks really well, and looks really good, and I can't wait to see this thing on track. And then last, Sundrop still on the number 8 like last season, just no longer the primary. Ben Rhodes, not much changed here other than a new sponsor, or 2 new sponsors, so he also got KFC to jump on board. So that is pretty much it for Ben Rhodes. Daniel Ricciardo, the other driver for Donut Media, as you can see, is more of like a purplish blue instead of that teal or cyan, whatever you want to call it. Same design, different color. Allstate, reversed colors of the blue and white. Valvoline, no change there, just number change. He is sponsored by Zippo, and Boot Barn are his last sponsors. I really can't wait to see this red on track. It looks gorgeous. Stingray Rob, our ex-driver and the first custom driver in our career. He ran season 1 because there was 2 Tyler Hills for some reason. So ended up making him a ride back in season 1, and he's still here in season 3 now, driving for Apex. I think I have it as Apex Racing. If it cycles around, I think that's what it's called. I think it called it Apex Racing. I did. It's on that front end. And the number 85 Toyota Goodhart as his primary. Sprite returning with him as well, with Haas jumping on board. If you don't know, in F1, Haas is a big partner with Toyota. And as the time of recording this, nothing has been announced on obviously Cup side, but I figured it'd be cool to see in 2026 with the partnership in F1 if they would move to Toyota in Nascar. And then his last sponsor is one we saw Denny Hamlin run a couple years ago of OfferPad, and I wanted to see that thing return, and it looks good. Logan Sargent returns. Obviously, you can see a very different design than what he had last season as his primary as the number 3 for Junior Motorsports, with now Bass Pro Shop picking up a big sponsorship with him, and I think it looks really good. I think it makes that 3 look gorgeous. I can't wait to see this thing on track more. But Duracell does return with minor changes to the design, but nothing dramatic. And then iRacing returns with a brand new design, really different compared to last season. I can't wait to see that one on track as well. LeVar Scott in the number 2. As you can see, Progressive is his primary here. A casino is his secondary. It's a casino in the area that I live in, and it's also one Native American one. So, of course, I gave them a shout out. And Quick Trip, which is a southern gas station. So I gave him some nice sponsors for this up and coming season. Dean Thompson is one of the other, him and Porcher are the only drivers that have one design, obviously with his family sponsor and with Venturini joining the series. And last but not least for AI, our last driver other than us, Matt Tift with Black Rifle as his primary. Jegs jumps from our end to him with a slightly different design. JBL once again on board with the number 70 and Honda as well. And for us, just like last season, 7 designs, but I will not use the last 2 because that is throwback and special livery for the finale. Obviously, Thorne returning with a slightly different design from last season. Obviously, we're driving Haley Deegan's truck. I didn't change the name on it. But Crunchyroll returns for us this season. I think it works well. I think we worked really well with Crunchyroll last season. Our third sponsor, just like all of our teammates, JBL, will also be on board with us. Kick is well returning with a very different design this season compared to last season. And I think the last sponsor, the last one that you guys get to see right now is Honda. If you want to see the other 2, watch the season finale, watch Darlington. You guys will get to see that. I can't wait for you guys to see those designs. But without further ado, we are going to go ahead and start the championship. Just like normal, we are not going to qualify for the race, and we will start in the back, and it is time to roll season 3, and I think that's a teammate behind us. It is Abby Pulling starting dead last. Not what we want to see. Obviously, we didn't qualify, but it looks like she had some issues. Let's see if we can get ourselves and her up to the front here. Oops, sorry. Did not mean to hit you there. I think I got an auto pull to the 98 from the season 1 duel that we had with that ride. Sorry. Oh, that thing's so nice on track. So does that 40. I can't wait to see this season with all the new designs. A lot of designs that, obviously, there's some that are very basic, like the bow tie in front of us, but some others definitely took some more time and more thought behind them. But I can't wait to see how this season unfolds with all the new rookies as well. We have a major rookie class where we can keep a track of rookie standings as well, as we're 3 wide rows deep. And there's another one of our drivers. There's Tina, right behind Chloe Chambers. Can we get it underneath? Oh, we will. We're going to push it 4 wide. Trying to get clear of that 51. Getting help here from the 98. And we're going to get a big run here on Thompson and Montoya. And yes, Juan Pablo Montoya is a rookie. I looked at the stats. He has never ran a singular truck race. And look, it is Mr. Hack making his way and his debut, making his way through the field and making his debut here in the truck series, as we're trying to find our way to the front. We're going to get around roads here, and Wild is going to help us get around roads. And we're going to try to get the side draft here on poor chair. It's not going to happen. We're kind of stuck out of the draft. Thank you, Daly, for giving us draft for like a second. Braidinger on the outside by herself, no help. Uh-oh. Poor chair, I think, just had a tire go down on lap 3 of season 3. Let's try to get around him here before something happens. That's crazy. That's so early. So an issue there for one of our Hondas. But not one of our drivers, but just brand new engines, I guess. I don't know if that was an engine failure or tire failure. I think it was tire failure. That could have been engine. I don't know. Oh yeah, teammate. Sorry. Wasn't thinking. Forgot that we've got 4 trucks this season compared to last season only having 2. That big partnership with Honda allowing us to have 4 trucks this season in the final season of our career mode here. Try to end it off as a 3-time champion. With 3 different manufacturers, with Toyota season 1, Chevy season 2. Let's see if we can get one for Honda in their first debut season. We're going to go ahead and work around our teammate right now just to see what kind of pace we have. We are just a quarter or a fifth of the way through the race already, pretty much. I set up all these up here inside the top 5. Good to see. Logan Sargent running inside the top 3. That's good to see as well. Casey Kane out front. Daniel Ricciardo in that brand new team already up to 2nd. That is good to see out of this new team. With a couple of new teams, obviously, with Donut Media, 2311 opening up a shop. Apex Racing, Montoya Motorsports. So we had some new teams moving in. Venturini. All of these new teams moving in as there is our first caution of the season. Good to see Casey doing well. Because once again, having to adjust stats for this season. Some drivers went up, some drivers went down. And some rookies are going to be insane this season. I can already tell which ones, because I'm obviously making all these designs. I had to make sure that every design worked on track and there was no issues with designs. So I already know which drivers to expect to be front runners during the season. And you're going to see a lot of them next race. Those are really going to be our championship rivals this season. As we're trying to get a run here, and it's going to be Daniel Ricciardo that gives it to us. He's got a run and a half. As we're going to take a look for the lead here with help from Logan Sargent. I want to lead at least this lap. I think that'll be a good thing for us here. Oh, that's going to be a fun timed caution. Alright, no pits. And that's going to allow us to take the lead here. Tift is back to 6th. Okay. Had to go through all the cameras on accident. So we have no help right now. Our closest teammate is Roseback. I do see him, but it is definitely not close enough to make sure that we can hold on to at least the team getting a win right now. Unless he can cycle his way up here to us. With only 5 to go. Right now we just gotta block this bottom mainly, then the top. But here comes Rife. Rife making an appearance now. You remember, he was in the back early in the race. So it's good to see that number 8 already making an appearance this season. So he's actually going to go to the outside. Who's that helping him? Is that Ben Rhodes? It is Ben Rhodes. Ben Rhodes is helping the number 8 on this outside line. 4 to go. I'm not going to block it. I'm going to let them go. No reason to hold them up right now. We've got time to just run some laps, keep the nose clean, don't cause any drama. Just can't get stuck to that outside line. But now we're getting help from the 98, so now it's a battle between the Thor Sport trucks of who's a better pusher. And right now it's looking like we've got the 98 pushing us better than the 99 can push the 8. But the 8's holding up by himself. He's not getting pushed, but he's holding up the speed to keep even, but not in the center of the turn. So I'm not gonna really fight that outside line right now. Once it hits 2 to go, I would, but as of at this moment, no. The 8 gets the run, the 8 gets the run. Well, he's not gonna get a run anymore because Garcia just pushed him on the outside 3 wide with no help. But Garcia is also dropping back, so that might open up the gap. And I also want to keep Ricardo off this bottom lane. Because here comes our teammate. Now we are going to start blocking. As it is now a duel between us, Daniel Ricciardo, Matt Tifft, Casey Kane, and the 8 of, who is that, Rife. 2 laps to go, and we're having to fight 3 wide right now. But if they get to where I can't hold them up anymore, I'm just going to let the outside line roll. But it looks like that outside line just disappeared. So now we're back down to 2 wide. Pretty easy to block between 2 wide. Had to throw a quick block down there on my teammate. As we're going to round the exit here to come to the white flag of the first race of the season. And there's a crash, and that's one of our own trucks. Get to the white, get to the white. Caution! Caution! Caution? Yay, nay, no? Okay. No caution, but that was Tina around. I saw the Highland design. So right now we've got 2 trucks up front and 1 around. Or 1 that went around. And NASCAR being inconsistent does not do the caution. Imagine that. Can we get Ricardo to check out more than our teammate here off this exit? Then I'm just going to kind of block this top line. Don't think our teammate's going to get a big enough run, and it will not. It will be us in victory lane. A 1-2 for the team already in the debut of the 4 entries for our team. And a first win in the first event for Honda as well with the JBL design. With a very crappy burnout from us. I can't wait for the rest of the season. I really can't. I know that it's sad that this is the last season. I'm excited, I'm happy and sad at the same time that it's the last season, purely because I'm sad that the series is ending. I've had a lot of fun recording these and doing the series. But it's also good for me because I've had to spend so much time designing, because I have made every single paint scheme. Last season, obviously, I didn't make one, but this season, I made every single one. Every single design was done by me. But we are going to go ahead and roll into the second race of Season 3 here. And once again, we start in the same position as we did for Daytona. Not qualifying, but we did gain 2 spots. And we are going to quickly make some ground here, hopefully, in turn 1. Maybe, with Hill right in front of us. But I will announce to our playoff bubble looks like at the end of this one. Obviously, only being race 1 and 2, we're a little bit away from playoffs, but just so you guys know who currently is running the best and how much Daytona affects it. As we're gonna be 4 wide coming off this exit. Jesus. That was tight. And we are quickly working through this field. Still yet to see one of our teammates, so that's a good sign. All of them are inside the top 15. Matter of fact, one of them's out front right now. Matt Tift is leading right now. As soon as I said that, the 99 takes it back. And we've already got an issue here on lap 5 for somebody up there. I can't see who it is. It's a red back bumper. And it is Michael Jordan with an engine issue, and here's one of our teammates. Abby Pulling running right here in 7th place, which we're going to try to take away here. But a bad day for Michael Jordan already. Did not finish good at Daytona and is already going to have issues here at Homestead. So a not good season so far for the first 3 races for that organization of 2311 with their team owner. Okay, Ben, I don't need you pushing me in the center of the turn. I get that your teammate got fired after having a good run with me in Season 1, but had a terrible run in the last season. Doesn't mean you've got to make up for it. He gave me rear end damage, which is going to make this thing loose. But if we can hold him up and Tina runs away with this thing, I'm fine with that. That's a team win, and that's 2 of us locked in already. She's approaching lap traffic. I think that's the 71, which is definitely not a good thing to see. Perez ran really well last season. I would hate to see him struggle this season. And there is a caution. I'm going to come back down pits and fix the damage that we got from Rhodes. Because, yeah. And get some fresh tires. Get us off cycle a little bit. And it was Perez. And Jordan and Fittipaldi both already out of this race. And Daly not having a good day as well. Neither one of the niche trucks are doing good. And there's poor Chair. Rife is also back here. This is not drivers that you would see back here last season. So some guys having some fall-offs here. I hate to see that for Rife, especially in these good-looking designs. But we're going to make our way to the inside of him. And find another one of our Honda friends. Both Montoyas, because there's Juan Pablo Montoya, and his son's right behind us. Matter of fact, we're going to try to slide up, but Jensen got in the way. But Jensen's going to slide up and slow him down. Get to that AutoZone truck and get around him pretty quickly here. Logan Sargent running about the same as last season. Trying to force gaps. Whew. 4 wide, and that's not what we wanted to see. Is she's back here. Uh-oh. Woo, doggy. Woo, doggy. That was a catch. That was a catch. Whoa. That was insane. Alright, come on. Go, 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 go. I don't know if we're going to win. I kind of doubt that we're going to win. Because there's Tina right there. Unless we are able to get out and go. Because we do have quite fresher tires. But we're not going to hold up Bradinger because she's already kind of going around us. But we do have a couple laps. We can at least close up the Bradinger. She's literally right here in front of us. Ben Rhodes is right behind us, along with Wild. We should be able to get to these guys here. Or at least Bradinger. But the bad thing right now is our teammate's running the top. So she's going to slow herself up with that. That's going to allow Bradinger and us to catch here. And there is lap traffic. And once again, our teammate goes to the top side, Bradinger now back on the bottom. We're going to run the middle lane. So, top 3 all running different lines here, and Bradinger has closed that gap. Uh-oh, issues! Issues in front of us! Come on, get to him and hold up Bradinger. Get to him and hold up Bradinger. No! Why would you... And she wrecked herself. She checked up right in front of me. There was nowhere I could go on that. Not a place I could go. Okay. Now we've got nose damage from that. And Bradinger, because of that, now is out of the run for the win. Not a whole lot I could have done on that. But I do kind of want to make sure that Tina gets second. But she's driving so slow now because of worn tires. So I'm going to have to play defense here for her and make sure that Wild does not get around her. Gonna have him run up here with us on this top side. And we're gonna get to Tina here, and we're gonna go push her. Ready? Okay. Where did that even drop? She's all the way in the back. That I hate that for her, but there was legit nowhere I could go. But I would like for this cycle to, you know, go ahead and, you know, there we go. Thank you. We're gonna go into overtime. It is us, Tina, and Wild as your top three. Tyler Hill's up here, and so is Tift. And we are not gonna get a good start. I think it's because of the damage. Tina's gonna clear us. We're gonna slide in behind. Gonna give her a push here through turn one. We're gonna have to check up. I just think that damage is gonna cost us potentially. We do have much fresher tires. We're gonna play a little bit of defense here. We're gonna get her into turn 3 and 4. We're gonna run the highest side. She's obviously gonna go to the bottom. I'm gonna run the middle line, which is higher than her. And we're going to try to get around her here, running this outside line. Alright, and we should have hopefully another 1-2 and a 5th place for Tift. As long as she runs the bottom in 3 and 4, we're good. There's 5 cars out of this race. That's insane. But another great day for the team. A 1-2 and a 5th. And I think we also got a 5th place last race as well. But it'll be win number 2 again in the first 2 races. So another great day for us. Let's get this camera angle going. And let's burn it down for Honda again. So 2 wins in the season already. So starting off strong. We are definitely going to be a championship threat. I didn't even see the wall, I'm going to be honest. I was just letting it spin. Obviously, we are the only driver locked in, so we are no concern to the issue anymore. But your top driver, other than us, is Matt Tift, who is plus 23 to the good. Casey Kane is plus 20 to the good. So is Tyler Hill. He's showing up right now. Jake Garcia is plus 14. Abby Pulling is plus 11. So is Riley Herbst. Daniel Ricciardo is plus 6. Joseph Hack, or Wild, is plus 4. And then you have 3 drivers of Dean Thompson, Chloe Chambers, and Logan Sargent, all plus 1 over the cut line currently. And your guys that are currently out, Connor Daly out by 1, Bradinger out by 3, so if we didn't have that collision with her, she would have been in the playoffs right now. Tina Houseman, so our only driver that is out of the playoffs, and that is because she crashed on the last lap of Daytona. She is minus 3 as well with Bradinger. Jensen Button and LeVar Scott are minus 4. Ben Rhodes, Leah Block, Stingray Rob are all minus 5. That's how your point standings are looking going into Episode 2, which will be Sonoma, Las Vegas, and Texas. So our swing to the other side of the United States, and Sonoma will be the modern version. So we imported it from an old Heat game to be the newer, or not newer, but the current version, so you don't take those windy turns in the middle of the track. So Sonoma will be fun next episode, with Vegas and Texas following it. That will be it from me, and I hope you guys all obviously enjoyed this first episode. If you have not checked out the other 2 seasons, I highly suggest it to get caught up with how everything has happened in his career so far. But make sure, oh, hold on. Make sure to join the Discord, come hang out with the community. That is a big thing. Come join us and hang out. Make sure to check out the Twitch and Kick when I stream videos as well. But this is Saxy signing out. See you guys next time. Bye, guys.